The seed has been planted in my head that I'm questioning about my father as well, because...
The last one with him?
Yep.
On October 28th, 2022, the Crow Wing County Sheriff's Office received a report about a missing man in Merrifield, Minnesota.
Sheriff's Office. Hi, I inquired previously about trying to find someone and I'm still not finding any information. I would like to file a missing persons report.
The report came from 19-year-old Cordelia LaFlex, who told deputies her boyfriend, 23-year-old Bryce Brogel, had vanished 2 days earlier after leaving with her father to unload a trailer. The couple had just moved from Washington State and were staying at the home of Cordelia's father, 45-year-old Michael LaFlex. Responding to her missing persons report, deputies made contact with Michael LaFlex later that same day at a storage unit in Merrifield. The location he claimed was the last place he and Bryce had been together.
If we could just start again with what happened there.
So we came here, we unloaded, we pulled out. Yeah, they went to Arizona first. Somewhere, he wouldn't let us know where they were at, somewhere in southern Arizona. And then from there, they were there beginning of August, I think. And then they headed up to Washington. Again, he wouldn't let us know. Cordelia said to me it was somewhere near a small town near Spokane. That's all I ever got out of it. And they just came back.
And they got back on Wednesday?
Yes. We got back Wednesday. And
Do you know about what time they showed up?
5:15ish.
Okay.
At 5, I was putting laundry in. I was washing my sheets so Cordelia could out my bed. She asked if she could stay with me while Bryce stayed somewhere else. And so I said, why don't
Are they
you...
not getting along? Or?
I don't care for him much.
Okay.
And it's not that I would never throw somebody out on the street for that, for not liking him. But he didn't want to go stay at my mother-in-law. He wasn't going to stay there because they don't like him. Last spring when he came to stay with us in March and stayed with him, there was a lot of verbal abuse towards Cordelia. There was a time where she came down with a big bruise on her face, which she said that was wrestling. My other daughter said it could be, could be that, but it was not, and then heard her crying. So there's always been the fighting and him being that way, but she just knows that I didn't care for him that much, and he didn't, he doesn't want to be where he's not liked. Oh yeah, yeah, we unloaded all that stuff back there.
Okay.
This here too, I don't see anything else up here, it's mostly back there. What was left in the trailer was 2, like the dish baskets that had toiletry kind of stuff in it. He said to leave them in there, and then there was a black garbage can that was empty.
Okay. So you guys, you drove right up here from the house.
Yes.
Unloaded. Well, how long did that take?
Oh, 45 minutes maybe. Maybe. Because he was, he was looking at stuff and trying to figure out if he was going to keep something or take something. And I think there was one bag in there too, clothing bag or something.
Okay. And then you left here.
We left here.
And where did this interaction occur?
It happened just right out here. We got out, got just down, started to get up to speed, and the lights came on, and it happened right down here.
And you said you're not good with cars, but you don't know what they were?
It wasn't, the one was a small, kind of like your size there, or something that size. I tell you the truth, I didn't see what the make was of that one.
But there was lights on them?
No, there was
emergency lights?
Yeah, there was the ones that come up front. I didn't see anything up top, but there was the ones that came on there, and then the car looked. It was kind of a dark gray, and it kind of looked like the new Taurus.
Okay.
But I'm not 100. Like I said, it came by like that and pulled in front of the vehicles, and they put him in the back seat. And the other one up, the officer walked around, got in the car, passenger seat, and they left.
Okay.
And then they came back to me. The other 2 came back to me. The one came to my side, let me out, took my caps up, and said, "Is this vehicle registered to you?" And I said, "Yes, it is."
Which vehicle did you end up in?
The white one.
The white.
The white Ford Escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Bryce ended up in which one?
The dark gray, whatever it was.
He was driving the white
Yeah.
Escape.
Yes.
But which vehicle did you end up?
Oh, the SUV.
Okay. And Bryce was put in which one?
The gray car.
Taurus.
Looking.
And was there a cage in this car?
Not in the one I was in. It looked from the inside. It was plain Jane. It had a small in the center on the center console. It had a small, looked like computer or something, but it was folded down.
Okay.
I was, you know,
Did he say anything to you when
Who?
when
he,
Bryce?
no, he didn't. I mean, when we left here, he said thank you for your help, and that was it.
Did you guys have any other conversation?
No, I mean, I asked him on the way up here how the drive was. He said nice, decent.
Okay.
You know, it really, I didn't care to talk with him. I mean, most of the time we've ever talked, and I can show you messages where I've never, except for, you know, one time last spring, you know, when I didn't see the bruises. My mother-in-law did, my daughter did. I just said, if I ever see another bruise on her, I said I won't be having words with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end. But there's been so much conflict from his side, and I can show you messages where, and I didn't respond any bad way, but just.
Did Cordelia not want to come with, or what was the deal? How come she didn't come with? And help?
Said she was smelly and stuff and needed to shower.
Okay.
Bryce said on the way back that he had a feeling that somebody was going to get arrested when he got back here. She said the FBI. Cordelia actually did.
Does he have any reason to,
Just disappear?
or make it look like he's disappeared?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think, no. I mean, she said they were going to be going back to Montana to work. And that they were, I mean, he was very, what's the word, possessive of her. And, you know, he was, all her phones, or all her emails and everything went through his phone so he could watch who she was talking to. I think her Facebook, everything was going through his phone, so he could screen everything.
So what you're telling us is that the last you saw him, he was in a unmarked type squad car.
Yep.
You believe he was being arrested?
Yes, it was a dark gray, what I believe to be a Ford Toyota. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And you've never had his phone, you weren't in possession of it today?
It was in the vehicle.
Okay.
I took it. I did take it. And I just wanted my daughter to get away from him. I didn't want her to, you know, keep after him, but that's just it.
It was in what vehicle?
It was in mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what'd you do with it?
I put it in the trash.
Okay. Where?
In Brainerd.
Where in Brainerd?
Holiday. Yeah.
In the dumpster?
Yes. No. In a garbage can.
Like in the gas?
Yes.
Which one?
I believe the center one. Yeah, the center one, the closest aisle. It was sitting on the center console, and I was scared, to tell you the truth. I was scared of the whole situation, and I wasn't sure. I was afraid, honestly, of somebody tracking it and coming after my daughter.
When did that happen? After he was taken?
Yeah. What? Wasn't me with the phone?
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was afraid. I told my daughter yesterday, I said, you know, just wherever you're going, let me know. If you're going here, going there, I was afraid.
When did you drop it in?
I dropped it tonight.
Okay, on the way to your sister's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't concerned about you guys. Actually, I think I dropped it before I knew that she was even coming to see you guys.
Okay. I appreciate you telling us that.
Yeah,
like I said, that's a lot of times.
It was laying there, and I was afraid.
happen.
I was afraid for my daughter when this all went down. I was worried that somebody was grabbing her.
So it was in the car
Yep.
after they took him?
Yes, that phone was sitting on the center console when I hopped back in it,
Okay.
and I was just like, there it was, and I was like,
But what I can tell you is now, with what you've told me,
Yeah.
I need to take possession of the phone to make sure nothing gets destroyed.
no, there's nothing.
And
in
what
it. Yeah.
I'll do now
Yeah.
is I get a search warrant for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
And we'll still get it back.
Yeah, I just
And
don't.
I'm not saying that I think you're guilty or
Yeah.
anything like that. If what you're telling me is true, Mike,
Yeah.
then your phone's gonna help you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna show where I stopped and show.
It's gonna show exactly it's gonna show me where you were that night.
Okay.
So
Yep.
as long as what you're telling me is
Yeah.
the truth, you got nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
But it would be remiss of me not to try and tell you this evidence.
Yep.
So, okay?
Yep.
It for you as much as against you.
Yeah. No, I understand. People have said, don't give them your phone, don't give them this, don't give them that. So that's why. I mean, I like to cooperate. I do. But in the same spot, it's like, how, I know the way it looks. So.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you telling
Yeah.
me that about dumping the phone.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me can certainly make sense,
Yeah.
especially with the fact that you came forward with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that it makes you look guilty or
Yeah.
anything like that, but I am saying that I need
Yeah.
to gather this
Yep.
to corroborate what you
Yep.
told me.
Yep.
As investigators continued their work, another interview from that same evening would begin to shatter Michael's story. This time, it was his daughter, Cordelia LaFlex, who had her own version of what happened. And her account painted a very different picture.
How's yours and Bryce's relationship been?
Good.
Okay, any abuse or anything like that?
No, not really, no.
Not really?
Talked to Dad. Dad's Mike, right? Talked to Dad about your relationship with Bryce and good things, bad things.
Bad things, tense things, I guess, but...
What'd you tell Dad about Bryce and your relationship?
Well, so in perfect honesty, Bryce told me everything about his past. He explained to me, so of course in the relationship I know, right?
Tell me about his past. What did he tell you?
Well, so he was sexually assaulted when he was a kid. And he had not good parents at all. His dad was a meth head and his mother was abusive, and his father was abusive as well. She also got an abusive step-husband, everything else. So he spent most of his childhood locked up and been in other things.
You told Dad that?
No, the only thing Dad found out about was just the brief stint as apparently a sex offender. He tried telling me that, throwing it in my face that, do you really even know him? Do you know everything about him? And he's pissed. And I said he's not. He's never somebody. That is not a truth.
Dad didn't like that he thought Bryce was a offender?
Yep. Well, and it started some heat because my dad actually was a sex offender.
I know your dad for many years.
But he had that, and of course that got dropped when the duration filled out, but that was something that was brought up as well, that my dad was a sex offender. And it was actually a shock to me because he likes to say that as kids that there was signs or whatever, and that we knew or something, but I don't actually recall knowing that, and knowing for a fact that I knew that was a label on my father. But
How did Dad feel about Bryce being, in his mind anyway, a offender?
yeah, not the best about it. And
When did you find that out?
that was in June, just before we would have been leaving.
So how was your relationship with Dad?
Fine. I talked to him more than I talked to anyone, and I didn't really talk to anyone while I was gone. Anyone will tell you that. No one really had any communication with me.
Other than Dad?
Yeah, that's about it.
How often did you talk to him?
Once every 2 weeks or something like that.
Once every couple weeks?
Yeah, it was never more than 10 minutes of a phone call.
Are you his only dad?
I'm his eldest. He's got 2, but I've always been a daddy's girl. Headbuttingly as that is.
Yeah.
And of course, he's dad, so he thinks he can just play protector. And I'm worked up and irritated and
Yeah.
crabby.
So you guys decided to come back to Minnesota. Did you tell anybody?
There was less than 10 people that knew. It's weird because the men that took Bryce said something about that. They said something to my father about how there was an outstanding warrant in Arizona, and they mentioned something about Washington, which we didn't even know about the warrant. But
How did Dad say that he got Bryce's phone?
if I'm being perfectly honest to you guys, I screamed at my father and just left my aunt's house because I just found out that information.
So he dumped it in a garbage can.
No, he failed to tell to me that he had both of Bryce's phones, as far as I was known. And
Both? No?
or just the one, and I don't know. I didn't even get to see.
Were we still needing to find a phone?
Bryce had 2 phones on him. As far as I was aware, he had 2 phones, and the phones were taken with him. I just found out less than a half hour ago
So why
that
did-
my father had one of them in possession, or had
and
a
he
phone.
threw him in a dumpster. So have you talked to him about that?
No, I screamed in his face and told him I'm not sleeping at his house again, and that's where I'm at. He told me, 2 things he told me. First, that the woman in Washington who's pressing charges on Bryce due to property damage, he said that he convinced her not to press charges on me too, apparently. And then he also told me, yes, that he had possession of, I don't know if he said both phones or just one, but he said he had possession of a cell phone and that he was worried someone was tracking it and that they were going to get a hold of me or something too.
So how did he explain this kidnapping thing that he's explaining?
Well, at first, we thought it was the cops. for all extensive purposes, when he showed up and explained it, he explained it like the police took
When
him.
exactly did he show up and explain it?
Just after 6:30 maybe.
On?
On Wednesday.
6:30 p.m.?
Yep. They were gone no more than 2 hours before my dad came home.
How long did that take?
Oh, 45 minutes maybe.
The substantial gap between the time Michael claimed to be gone and the actual 2 hours he was missing quickly raised the suspicions of investigators.
And it was within the first 10 minutes, I texted Bryce. I never got a response.
Is that normal?
Not to get a response?
Yeah.
No.
Does he keep his phone pretty close to him?
Yes. And usually Bryce and I aren't even that far separated where we need to.
They're gone for 10 minutes, saying they're going to the storage shed. You text them when they're gone after about 10 minutes.
No response.
And
I texted him at 5:50, so it was probably 40 minutes after my first text message. Sorry, I'm blanking on your first name.
Travis.
Sorry, Travis.
So about 5:10 you text him and
Yep, and Travis took pictures of them as well, so they were
Okay.
all time-stamped as well. And yeah, I asked him, I was like, are you planning on coming back for me? And I got no response. I tried to call him and there was nothing, and then I called my father after that and there was nothing.
So when you were sending these texts, was your dad back yet?
Nope.
Nobody's back,
No
just
one
you
was
at the
back
house?
yet. Yep.
Okay.
And I got left at the house to shower. So as soon as I was done showering, I'm wondering where everyone is, and the trailer's a little 4x8 with not that much stuff in it. It wasn't going to take longer than an hour to do. It really wasn't.
Is that stuff in the storage shed now?
Yes, it should be. Yep.
Percentage-wise, how full do you think that trailer was for the trip back from?
80% at least.
Okay. Like top to bottom, front to back, 80%?
Yeah. We started at the front and loaded it all the way back, but I definitely know it wasn't loaded to the full top.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't filled in fully.
So, a real serious question. What do you think happened? Honestly.
Real serious answer. I thought he was sitting at a police station somewhere.
You know better now that that's not true.
Yeah, up until yesterday, that's what I still thought, and I was still waiting on a phone call just to hear. In all honesty, I don't even know now. It could be the mob or something that picked him up. I don't even know.
So you believe your dad that some people kidnapped him?
Yes. In personal honesty, Bryce is not the kind of man, I feel like, who could just be put in a position where someone's going to tell him to go away and he's going to disappear, or he cares about me. And
Oh, of course.
And I have his dog. I have all his stuff. He left his wallet in the car at the time too and everything. And that had over $1,000 in it of what was our money.
So from our perspective, what do you think common sense kind of tells us?
That something shady is going on. That's how we all feel, is that something shady is going on right now.
Because he wouldn't just leave you.
No, he wouldn't just leave me. And of course the seed has been planted in my head that I'm questioning about my father as well, because
The last one with him.
Yep. The only thing that came across as suspicious and a red flag in my mind is that Dad made a comment twice about me staying home and him and Bryce going unloading the trailer. That's what I was told. You want to stay here and shower, and Bryce and I will go unload it? And he popped it the first time, and I don't think I really even said anything definitive or commented, but we got talking on something else, and then Bryce came in, and then he asked again, and that's what him and I agreed upon. I was like, okay, that's fine. You two can go unload the trailer, and I'll stay here and I'll shower.
Cordelia not want to come with, or what was the deal? How come she to come with? And help?
Said she was smelly and stuff and needed to shower.
Okay.
Given the suspicious 2-hour gap in Michael's timeline, and the fact that he had just admitted to disposing of Bryce's phone hours before Cordelia's interview, investigators recognized major inconsistencies in his story. They began examining the surrounding areas, estimating how far Michael could have traveled during the time he was unaccounted for. It would soon lead them into the woods outside Merrifield.
Oh yeah.
So it was like this, and then all these branches were broken off and put in it. Oh, so we gotta
Tell them to go live. They can see what.
we'll probably need a probe of some sort. It looks like, so it's a sandy, previously dug area that they broke off branches and stuck them in the ground,
Fresh leaves on
and then fresh leaves on top. But it's,
This is probably animals.
we kind of dug down with their boots about 6-8 inches and don't see anything, but this is probably, it's really odd. Well, there's broken off big branches, medium-sized branches, and little branches that were broken off and stuck in the middle of it. I mean, it could be something like that, but somebody put a bunch of broken branches over the top and
Fresh leaves.
appears to be fresh leaves over the top, and it's kind of a sandy area where the rest of it around here. And it might be nothing, but it's
The BCA crime scene team arrived shortly after and began processing the site. As investigators dug through the soil, they uncovered the body of 23-year-old Bryce Brogel, buried several feet underground. The Ramsey County medical examiner found Bryce died from a distant gunshot wound to the head, and it was ruled a homicide, confirming he'd been deliberately and fatally shot. By putting the pieces together, contradictions, timelines, and physical evidence, investigators promptly arrested Michael LaFlex. He was initially charged with second-degree intentional murder in October 2022. In March of 2023, a grand jury indicted LaFlex and charged him with first-degree murder with premeditation, which carries a mandatory life sentence. After a nearly 2-week-long trial, a jury unanimously convicted LaFlex of first-degree murder with premeditation. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, ensuring he will spend the rest of his life behind bars. In addition to the life sentence, LaFlex was ordered to pay more than $14,000 in restitution and court fees.